We the people.
We the people.
We the people.
Nosotros.
We the people.
We the people.
An historic week in American politics as a mostly virtual Democratic National Convention kicked off. The first night was full of a star-studded speeches that included former First Lady Michelle Obama.
I know Joe. He is a profoundly decent man, guided by faith.
Casey Nolan is following the convention and joins us now with a breakdown of tonight's events. Casey?
Yeah, Mike, it strikes me that this is a very customizable convention. People can make this as specific or as broad as they want. On one hand, people can sit in on Zoom calls, kind of choose their own adventure, if you will, listen to delegates talk about very specific issues that appeal to very specific groups. But at the same time, the Democrats are trying to open up their tent and convince voters that it is big enough for everyone from AOC and Bernie Sanders to former Trump voters and even a former Republican governor.
We've got the traditional convention signs there.
And buttons.
Christina Fahn was supposed to be in Milwaukee right now for her first Democratic National Convention. Instead, the St. Louis County delegate is stuck at home, Zooming with her fellow Democrats. Like so much of 2020, this convention is like none before it.
Voting is your voice.
Before the virtual convention kicked off on conventional TV Monday night, the party started online, with Joe Biden talking to voters, George Floyd's family speaking and calling for a moment of silence from Zoom participants, and celebrity interviews around issues, and of course, speeches from politicians. But while delegates can't meet in person, Fahn says this format actually allows more people to participate. Those who would not have made it to Milwaukee can now sit in on meetings with delegates on a wide range of issues.
Do you think people have an opportunity to actually, in some small way, influence the direction of the party more so than they might have in a traditional convention?
Absolutely. I think that this is a time where our voices can be heard. We're at a point where we're willing to listen and see what being a Democrat really means.
Five on Your Side political analyst Anita Mannion says the party is also trying to manufacture viral moments that will spread its message beyond the four-night broadcast.
So really focusing in, recognizing that in the Zoom, TikTok, YouTube age, that they need to shorten these speeches, that they need to make impactful statements that then can be shared on social media and go viral for more and more people to see after the fact.
And speaking of concise, Mike, Anita was telling me Democrats have cut 16 hours out of their broadcast for TV and online. So they've really pared this down and trying to get that message to people.
And Casey, we heard a lot about the two Ds tonight, dignity and decency, and I know we're going to hear that all week. But since the conventions are virtual this week and next, how much will the parties miss that energy when there are a lot of people in an arena?
Yeah, that is a very real concern, Mike. That message you're talking about, that they can craft and still try to control. But the spontaneity Anita was talking about, think about Bill Clinton talking too long, Al and Tipper Gore and that infamous kiss, or maybe of much more consequence, Barack Obama bursting onto the national scene with his speech when he was still a senator and nobody really heard of him outside of Illinois. That is what they have the potential to lose. It's hard to manufacture that. There's also a lot of hashing out of ideas that can go on at a convention. They say, though, this time, Anita was telling me that both the Biden camps and the Sanders camps tried to get that done beforehand so as to avoid any mess, virtual or otherwise.
All right, Casey, we will see you tomorrow night.